When stakeholders don't agree, how to navigate interdependencies with strategy and not emotion. Let's talk about when people don't agree. Let's look at your stakeholders, whether it's a client, collaborator, sponsor, investor, or community member. If they have different opinions, please remember it is not a failure, it's actually data. If there's tension, then that is absolutely inevitable. And if you can figure out how to read tension, it becomes one of your most useful strategic skills to grow and also demonstrate as expertise when needed. So let's get into this. Welcome to my channel, Serena's Playbook. I am Serena. I have more than 20 years of expertise in communications and media. I'm a content creator. I have multiple channels and outlets. You can check them all out. I'm also a chartered public relations practitioner and I'm studying systems thinking as an MSc. I'm on the last legs of it. And this content over here is all about leveling up your strategic thinking and how you want to grow your business and your brand. So let's get into this video when stakeholders don't agree. Let's look at my strategic zone 2, interdependencies and stakeholder mapping. And if you want to get familiar with each of my 7 strategic zones, you can find a dedicated playlist for each one. So when looking at any issue, we can super focus on just that one area, but also we can see how it perhaps connects and interrelates with other areas of your brand and your business. And that's why I have 7 areas, 7 zones to build a greater awareness and also specific skills to address each of them. Here's a reminder of all 7 strategic zones. Zone 1, strategic self awareness. Zone 2, interdependencies and stakeholder mapping. Zone 3, risk readiness and your reputation design. Zone 4, media literacy and zeitgeist awareness. Zone 5, engagement system and content architecture. Zone 6, your North Star and value compass. And zone 7, reflexive thinking and my fave bit, the brickler mindset. Now, those are just the names for each of the zones. If you really want to get into the detail for each, go ahead and check out my playlists and my videos. But also in this video, I will be referring to 1 or 2 of those zones since everything is interconnected. So let's spot how then they connect and interrelate. And it's useful and necessary to do this when things feel so stuck and misaligned. So we know this from our personal lives. When we hyper focus on the 1 or 2 parts of a problem, it becomes even more challenging then to find a solution and an innovative one at that. So when we zoom out to take in the whole picture and potentially spot patterns as well as systems, we can begin to tweak from a higher level and understand what's driving those 1 or 2 parts, what is perhaps hindering them. So, zone 2, stakeholders often come with different lenses, different agendas, or KPIs. And that's completely normal. But here's where things can fall apart. People forget about or even ignore the system that they are operating within. They treat a disagreement like it's personal, even life ending, when it's possible that the disagreement is positional. It's based on where each person sits in the ecosystem. And so that's why systems thinking matters and is so useful in situations of disagreement and even conflict. So, do you agree with this statement? Everyone's behavior can make sense in context, even if it frustrates you. Instead of trying to win the argument or avoid the conflict, how about doing the following more useful things? So, here are three tangible solutions to resolve stakeholder misalignment. So, number one, revisit the system map. And if you do this together, even better. Most of the time, you're misaligned not because the person is wrong, but because you're working off different assumptions about the project, about the audience, or the timeline. So, the solution here would be to lay out your stakeholder map, identify the interdependencies, and where are you expecting alignment that actually hasn't been agreed upon. Here's your second solution: zoom out to the shared goal. This is where zone 6 actually comes in, your North Star and your value compass. If you can't get alignment on a tactic, then you need to go higher. Ask this question: can we agree on the outcome we are aiming for? What does success look like for you, for me? And if you can agree on the outcome, you can negotiate the pathway, find and define your shared interest, your shared goal. Here's your tangible solution three: assign decision weights, not just roles. Now, this is quite powerful. And if you're finding this useful, please do subscribe. Listen, not every voice carries the same strategic weight in every decision. Do you agree? I'm going to wheel this up. Just we need to assign decision weights, not just roles. This really is one of the most pivotal, powerful insights that I have come across in my experience. Not every voice carries the same strategic weight in every decision. Let me know in the comments if you agree, and if you like this one, give me a like. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to ignore people. It means you get clear on whose voice drives, whose voice guides, and whose voice needs to be heard, but not necessarily deferred to. Now, it's not a majority and minority thing. It's about identifying who actually has a higher stake or has higher stakes in the situation. Who is the vital stakeholder here? So, the solution is to clarify the decision rights before you need them. Who carries the most strategic weight and has the most significant voice? Now, this is risk readiness from zone 3. It's about designing how reputational and operational decisions get made before there is friction and before there's a crisis. Did somebody say crisis? On that note, I have a complimentary masterclass for you. You can find it in the description of this video. It's called Think Like a PR, and it's all about your risk readiness to manage your reputation. Okay, back to the video. And let's be absolutely real. A lot of stakeholder tension comes from unspoken expectations. And you can say the same about relationships in all facets of our life, from people operating off internal scripts or working with their version of urgency or what they think professionalism means. Remember, everyone has their own position and their own version of events. So this is where zone 1, strategic self-awareness, really matters. How you respond in conflict, what stories you tell yourself about others' behavior, all of that affects how well you show up in all stakeholder dynamics. If you're in a moment of stakeholder tension right now, here's what you can do: step back, map the system, identify what is assumed, what's actually been agreed to, and what's missing. Zoom out to the shared objective and then assign decision weights. Clearly, don't wait for conflict to have to force that clarity. Here's the truth, and you can disagree with me in the comments if you like, or agree. Your ability to manage stakeholder tension with clarity is directly tied to your long term credibility, not just the success of your campaign, but also your project and your business. And here's a controversial take: you don't need to agree on everything to move forward, you just need to design better systems for the tension. That's the real power of zone two of stakeholders and interdependencies. The rest of your strategy will thank you for it, as well as your team. If this helped, then please do share it with someone you collaborate with or even wish to work with. And again, if you want more on my 7 zones, I've got an episode and playlist for each one, including additional playlists for other focused creator economy areas like my 5 days of PR or YouTube series. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. These are the most vital resources that we have, so I do appreciate it. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.